After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 581. Today is Wednesday, December 13th, 2023, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we're glad you found us. We hope you see something that you enjoy and that you will return. And if you are returning, as always, we're glad to have you with us. If you are in the shadows, either new or returning, not quite official yet, and you'd like to be so, or you'd like to get more involved, consider pressing the little subscribe button on your right. It's a little red button, and tapping the little bell so you can get notifications. You can customize your notifications, a little drop-down menu there. And if you want to join the Fun in the Woman Cave, the homepage, that is where all the alongs take place, and that there's a little link in the description box below the video for that. It's a PHM podcast at freeforms.net. Okay, yeah, so I guess we go from there.
Yep, and we have both of three, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I need to stir mine.
And you can go first, because I always go first.
You don't not always go first.
I do.
That's a fib.
Not, in fact, a fib.
Now, it might be a little more so lately because I had a project I was... well, actually, I had like 2 times in a row I was trying to finish projects on a deadline. So
and I had that go my own self, so I know what that's like.
So in my you can't see. I turn around.
Yeah.
They don't carry this anymore, but this is Plum Deluxe's snowman mug. Did you see where they're getting rid of a bunch of their teeth?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's one of my only beefs with them. One of them they're getting rid of is actually the first one I ever tried, which is the Oregon
breakfast chai.
It's not chai.
No, it's not chai. It's Oregon breakfast something.
Yeah. Although they might have a black tea version, maybe that was the one I tried because this one was herbal.
And this here is, I have the matching cup that is a Santa, and there was one more. I forget what it was.
I don't remember what the other one was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was one
Reindeer?
more. Something, yeah.
It might have been Reindeer. Talking about Reindeer. This is Adagio Reindeer Fuel. You are not able to purchase this. I believe this is only available through points.
Or I got it free. I showed it last podcast. I got it with one of my orders. It was free, but you can't purchase it.
No, as far as I know, you can't purchase this one. But yeah, that's one I have here.
Now, in my Adagio, this is this year's Advent Christmas mug for Adagio, and this is another rainbow one, but this is a Rudolph one, reindeer one. It's a fandom one, and it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And I have to be careful with this one because it's got a lot of cherries, and the cherries...
They take over.
They take over, and sometimes they can be a little medicinal, but if you are judicious with the cherries, and sometimes if you put, make it strong and then put milk in it, it'll be good. So this is that. Got chocolate and cherries. It actually tastes quite good. I don't have any really large. I just kind of moved the big cherries out of the way, and I got little tiny pieces, so the chocolate comes out more. It's good.
Instead of just being like pure cherry.
Yeah, well, then it tastes almost like cough syrup, and I kind of got a love-hate relationship with cherries and teas. Adagio does it better than a lot of people, though.
Well, I mean, cherry's one of those hard flavors.
But that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, well, go on then.
Okay, our upcoming alongs, as far as I can tell at the moment, we have the Anything Goes make-along and the Ready, Set, Go make-along, and I have to check my notes to see if anything else is going on in January. Don't remember. Oh, come the end of the year, when you start getting toward the end of the year, like just before the new year, start taking off any photos that you want, because we're going to have to start clearing our photos and things like that.
So we went out of room.
So we ran out of room. What on earth is that?
It probably is thinking it's got a fax.
No, Daddy's probably trying to call me.
That's why I'm saying it does this when we put it on fax.
I'm gonna have to pause it. I need to.
Oh,
I need to
okay.
take it.
Okay. Let me get up and pause.
Hello. Hey. Okay, we're back. I just had to take that call because my husband calls about this time of day, so I usually call him before the podcast, and I couldn't reach him. He was busy, and he said he would call me at 3:30, so I put the fax on. He called, so I wanted to make sure I took the phone call. So anyway, we're back. Okay. The 2-alongs, anything goes, make along, and race it go. I'm not sure if we have a third one. I can't remember. I have to go check our notes. And that's all I have to say about the upcoming. That's good. The toy, okay, the ones we're doing right now, we have the toy along, which is all the toys, okay? The rules are in the group. The favorite yarns and favorite patterns, the featured yarns, featured patterns, anything by myself, Lady Vertical Creations, Talia, Franciscan Gypsy Designs, and Laura Concert, whatever hers is. I think it's Lollipop Girl Designs or
I don't know.
Lollipop Girl Yarns. I forget what it is. I think it's Lollipop Girl Creations, actually. So anything with that meets the parameters. And then Mom Cook patterns, Bakery Bear patterns. Is that the only other two that we added for the toys?
I think so.
Okay, and whatever else is in the threads. Somebody had said that it took them to a different name than Mom Cook when I gave them the link. It will take you to a different name. I don't want to say the name on the podcast because I don't have permission. But if it has an RVH in it, that's her. Okay, that it is her. I looked up in our thread, in our members list, and found her email, and those are her initials, so it is her. The person who said something on YouTube or wherever it was, they said it, maybe it was on PHN, I forget. If you want to, if it's on PHN, I can say something, I guess. But if you want to, you can email me, and I'll verify it for you.
Right.
The other one that people were looking for, I think, was somebody was looking for something else. I forget what it was, but I couldn't help them with that anyway. It was the Gnome. I think it was the Gnome patterns. I think somebody else has to help.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about Gnome patterns.
I don't either. So these are all the toys, only toys. Okay, and even if we've expanded this to paper stuff, so if you make a dollhouse or you make paper dolls with their paper clothes and that kind of stuff, that's a toy. Okay, but if you make paper airplanes, it's got to be pretty ornate. Okay, you got to put some work into them. Okay, not just the little paper airplanes that take you 5 seconds, unless you make like a dozen of them for party favors or something. The Out with the Old. This is our finish all the things. Kind of a last-ditch effort to get them done before you decide that maybe they're not worth it and you take them off in January, off the needles, for the Ready, Set, Go, but that's not till January. So we're Out with the Old, get rid of all these projects. We want to get off the needles and hooks so we don't have to buy new needles and hooks, although there's really nothing wrong with that either.
No.
So, again, the same featured yarns and featured patterns, my stuff, Taya's stuff, Laura's stuff, and the it has to reflect the theme. Okay, and I think that's the only three we have for this because it's just whatever has been started already. And I'm not going to give you the hashtags today because I have Christmas cookies to make, and we wanted to make sure we gave you a podcast, but I need to cook, so I'm kind of speeding things along a little bit. All the pertinent information is in the threads.
Well, and that's honestly, if you're not in PHN home, none of this is going to be anything to you anyway because you can't take part in the alongs.
It might be interesting to find out. So, I do it once in a while. And then the last one is our year-long, and that's the movie night. And this is anything related to the movie experience. Not movies that are released to your to video, not
Netflix.
things that are released to Netflix, although in the future that may be something we have to look at. But
right, I mean, right now,
actually, if we do this, it might never be because it's the theater that we're looking at.
It's a theater experience.
It might be a vintage thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Where, because now I know people don't go to the theater as much, but we're talking about in movie house type thing, in your, cinema.
It's a very different experience.
Yeah, in the cinema down the street, in the drive-in theater where you have to put the little I don't know if they still do it that way if they have.
Oh, I have no
else.
idea. I don't even know if they have those anymore.
Yes, they do. There's one in Winchester.
Oh, okay.
And then like the Alamo, which is kind of a dinner theater for movies.
Mm-hmm.
So those kind of things. That's what we're talking about. But anything related to it, your tickets, your popcorn, your food, your drinks, your actors and actresses, your everything, all that, along with the movies and the storylines and things like that. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. And our projects for all these alongs now are fiber arts, knit, crochet, loom knit, weaving. There was anything else that was that? Like machine knitting.
Yeah.
And then your paper crafts. Okay, your journals, your cards, your drawing, and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it's something written that you just do really nice, like Pat does some interesting stuff. Looney Hiker does some interesting stuff. It's all mostly. I mean, she's got some words. Pictures, but mostly it's words. So that's fine as long as you don't want people to be able to make out what you're writing there. So, okay, this is a completely different language. I can see Lee writing in Chinese. Not only do you not know what the letters are, you don't know whether to go left or right to left, up or down. She's teaching Davina how to say things in Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, she said she taught Davina how to say goodbye in Chinese, and I've already forgotten what it is. But Davina says it every morning, so I have to have her teach me again what that is. And then Lee tried to tell me how to say thank you, but it was so close to goodbye that I got it mixed up. Okay, so that's the alongs. All the hashtags are in the group. Okay, so
sounds appropriate to me to tell someone goodbye when they give you something.
This is good. It has filled out. I thought it was a little weak, but it just takes some time to settle. I'm sorry about the clinking. You can go first.
Well, because we're equal, I think you should go first because I went first with the tea.
Yes, but I'm always going first with my projects.
But we're equal.
I don't care. I can go first.
Because it's only fair. It's like splitting.
Not really. Okay, in my not knitting magic, it's knitter's magic.
Yeah.
Large lavender flowers on a dark field bag. It's really soft, and the only thing I don't like about the bag is it's not zipper. That's the only thing I don't like. This is a really nice bag. If it had a zipper, I might even use it to carry things around. Its
survivability is probably increased by the fact that it doesn't have zipper.
Yeah. It's really soft. I just want it make a nice pillow. When its usefulness comes to an end, we take the handles off and make a nice pillow out of it. It's really soft. But here's my on the Welcome Little One project from the On the Porch blanket by 5410 Studios. And honestly, if you want to do a knitted blanket, I highly recommend these people. But
recommending her blanket over mine.
Well, no, I love your blanket. But this, I have yet to finish one of their blankets. This is the furthest I've gotten with one of them. And like I said, it's not because I don't like it. It's just, it seems to take forever. For whatever reason, a crochet blanket, they usually make a ginormous, double, triple, quadruple this size.
Stitches are bigger for crochet.
Yeah, I don't get bored. I just want it to finish.
Knit blankets are just a lot, the stitches are not as large.
Right. And my tension's a little wonky on this one because I had so much time pass between, so some of these stitches are a little bit wonky.
Well, it could be different also based on emotional state, like if you're tense or whatever. It's going to show in your stitches.
And it's very, very pretty. This is my Bare Necessities yarn. Lady Fernco Creations Bare Necessities, which means it's just an undyed yarn. And it's in the bulky base. That's really all I have to say about this. I just have to figure out what I'm doing here. I think it's a knit row.
Let me go ahead and hold the stitch. Now, for this one, this is my Buddy Knits.
Which you're much further on than I am.
Yeah.
I have to get back to that. I just was working so hard on other things.
This is Courthouse Steps. And I just added a couple of logs. I added this one here, and I'm almost done with it, and then
I think I needed a little break after rushing my other one.
Yeah, this one here.
That's pretty.
Thank you.
Are you just pulling them out now?
I'm mostly trying to go with the ones that have variation in color, just because the plainer ones I tend to use on donuts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to use all my plain ones up in
Right.
In this.
It's not like you can't get more plain.
True,
It's not like you don't have a yarn dyer in the house.
but the whole point is to use up.
If I say dyer in the house, Davina pipes up with yarn dyer because my husband has put that into her head. I'm not sure why, but he did. So.
But yeah, because the whole point of the donuts for me is to use up scraps. It kind of seems silly to me to have someone dye up yarn for the donuts.
Well, not if I have a whole bunch of minis.
Yeah, it's just like when I have scraps, that's what they're for. So I prefer to use my more variegated ones. Now, this one's not terribly variegated. There is some, but I am trying to use more of the variegated ones for this. So yes, a little bit of work on
You
that.
might hear a little bit of extraneous noise if you just got out of the shower or it's getting into the
I think
shower.
she's gonna get to the shower.
It's taking her forever to get in. It does take her a while to do things. That's fine.
But the main part of the yarn is in the Bunny Butts bag that Laura gave me. It is a Aran Lane bag with an open plastic that lets you see inside, which is cool.
If you guys see me going off to the side, like to open my phone up, it's because I'm waiting for notifications for a package.
Mom, I'm looking at the front porch.
Well, I had a notification, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't that.
Yeah, because it hasn't arrived. There's nothing on the front
All
porch.
right. It was from Adagio, but not for that. Okay. All right, so are you done? Mm-hmm. All right, let me get my little needle minder things on here, whatever these things are called. I think these are the best things.
Oh, yeah. Much better than the plastic ones
Yeah.
that you just stick on the end and they always fall off.
Yeah, or they poke you or whatever. I think Emily of, what was her thing? Fibertown introduced me to these.
I thought I actually found them by accident. On
You might have,
Etsy.
but I remember hearing Fibertown talk about it. I wonder if she's still podcasting. I know she went towards sewing.
I was going to say, I think she just moved her focus.
Yeah, I think she's more towards... She had a really nice podcast. She used to keep us in prizes for a while there for the autism because I think she was a speech...
Yeah, she's dealing with...
I think she was like Heidi, a speech something.
Yeah.
Oh, I better put this in. Here's my pattern here.
And then you need to do yours.
Yeah. Let me just...
Because while Mom has cookies to do, I'm playing a race with my energy.
And you also wanted to do, I don't know when you're going to do it, the enchiladas or whatever they're called.
The enchiladas are done.
You did the enchiladas?
I made the enchiladas on Monday. Remember?
Oh, you did make the enchiladas on Monday, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I could have enchiladas today.
Yep. The whole point was that you could have
That's right.
it.
There's a great big pan. The elephant in the refrigerator.
I made it on Monday. You were there.
But I was making fudge, so I wasn't paying attention.
Nope, you made the fudge before that point. 'Cause
I still wasn't paying
I was
attention.
asleep when you made the fudge for the most part.
Yeah, but I was still making stuff, so I had to clean up stuff. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I can't remember if you started. No, I don't think you even started another recipe. I think you just stood and talked.
Yeah, I was very tired.
You had your tea.
Yeah, that takes all my effort. Okay,
I don't remember what else you were doing because I was busy.
I can't remember.
I-
I was doing bills.
Oh, that's right.
good
Because I had a little less space to work with on the
Right, 'cause-
island than I normally
Because I
do.
said if I was just going to sit there and talk to you, I need to be doing something.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because that makes sense. Yeah, I remember that now.
Okay, in my Silver Shed 10-year anniversary bag is my strawberry shortcake baby blanket. Davina wanted to know who this was for. I said, I have no idea. Probably the pregnancy center, but we'll see. If my friend has a girl instead of the boy she promised me. I don't care if she has a girl. Her daughter, I call her daughter Sunshine because she's just the sweetest little thing with all this curly blonde hair that looks like, she just looks like a little sunbeam. She's adorable. But I did work on this.
There's mail.
What?
They dropped
mail's
off the
here.
mail.
Are there any packages?
There look like there might be. You keep talking. I mean, there's not. It's small. It's not your Adagio or anything.
But how are you going to get through here? I can get through here.
Oh, okay.
Just let me finish with this particular project here. So this is the strawberry shortcake baby blanket, and I did work maybe 3 or 4 rows on this. I worked on it other than the podcast. I think this is the only project I did work other than the podcast because I've just been to show you how tired I was. We're watching an old vintage British espionage type show called Danger Man, and it's very, very good. And yesterday I fell asleep in it during it. I said to Daddy, I said, I don't remember. He said, yeah, you were out of it. so I'm going to go through the second half of it, not knowing what happened in the first half. I'll be right back.
That's always helpful.
Yeah.
So, next one I'm going to show. I don't think I did a whole lot of work after the podcast on this. So, I'm really not sure how much of this I worked on. I don't think it was very much. So, in my big sheepy bag, Silver Shed USA, is my log cabin love blanket. It's designed by 10 Hours or Less, our very own George. He designed it as a baby blanket, but I am expanding it because I want it as a lap blanket. I get cold sitting up sometimes when I'm having flare, so I always want some kind of blanket. My normal blanket, my miter square one, is just too long. I keep running over it, so this is going to be for my lap. I mean, I have several more colors to go through, so it's going to be a little bigger than I intended initially, but I want to get these colors in. And I have a couple of other yarn brands in here, but for the most part they're ending up becoming Knit Picks, Wool the Andes. So after the blue, I have some yellow, I have some pink, and I know I have an edging here, but yeah, that's it for this one. Is
that your second one?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I might wear it on my lap, even though I'm not working on it right now because it's warm.
I'm going to put this here for the moment. I need a little bit of it. That stuff came through with stuff for our Christmas stockings. Ty and I both know what it is. I'll show you during stash enhancement, because the other thing I can't show because it's other stocking things that people don't know about. So, but the other one, I can show you one and not the other. All right, now
I don't know where the stuff is that I have coming in from Etsy. Some of my people don't mention when they ship things.
This lady that the one that's in here, the one that you don't know about, she took so long to get back to me that I wasn't going to order from her. And she got back to me and explained what happened. I said, oh, okay, I understand that. And she hasn't stopped contacting me since. I've sent it. It's here. It's this. It's that. Very, very good customer service.
You just caught her during a period of time where
I can understand it. She said she was in the middle of something when my order came through, and then she forgot. And it happens, especially during this time. And then she just kept forgetting and stuff like that. Then I have an issue, but she didn't. She's been very good, and I'm going to give her a very good rating. But this is my Cherry Bomb shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel, and this is going to Talia whenever I decide to actually work on it more. I've been kind of dragging my feet because I have to reskein the next color, so I've been dragging my feet a little bit because I don't want to do anything except right now I want to bake. So baking doesn't translate to podcast, but that's what I want to do is bake.
Well, at least it's better than last year when you didn't want to do cookies.
Yeah, I didn't want to do anything yet last year. Well, last year was kind of...
Well, it was after my surgery. It was a decent amount after my surgery, actually.
Well...
I mean, I was still definitely in recovery, but...
Yeah, but, you get the physical aspect of it. I stayed in the hospital with you. I did this, that, and the other thing. And for me, it's...
Well, you were in the hospital one day this time.
I was only in the hospital one day last time, too.
Were you? I guess you were. I guess you were.
I mean, we came back, obviously. But,
I think that's what I remember is that you came and visited a couple times because it was a lot easier then. We didn't have the restrictions.
The thing that was stressful over there was that, the other place I could get things to eat. I could go to the little chapel or whatever. There was nothing there, and it was very isolated, and they weren't particularly...
They felt more city.
Yeah, and they also felt almost foreign because there were so many people from different places that I felt like I was a minority and nobody understood what I was saying because a lot of them, their first language wasn't English.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just the fact of it. I felt like I was in a different country, and so it was very. I couldn't find a meal the first night.
Hey, the cafeteria closed early, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it closed like at 3 o'clock or something like that, or 4 o'clock. So I managed to get down there, and at that point, I wasn't getting treatment for my jaw yet, so it was really hard for me to find something to eat. And so I was just, a little bit difficult. My husband and my daughter took me out to breakfast the next day to Starbucks. I got to have my vanilla almond chai and a I forget what the other thing was. Davina got me some kind of muffin or cinnamon run. Davina bought me breakfast. She did. She bought me breakfast. I thought it was very nice. So I got this really, horrible for you, yummy breakfast. And we also had something on your what was it that came in?
We did that when I left because they kept
pushing it back.
They kept messing up my my tray, and I kept trying to keep to my diet, and eventually I just gave up because I got tired of asking them to replace it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat what's here. And that last day, they had a delicious looking roll. You weren't there for that one. We ended up sharing something. We shared a cookie. That was a really good cookie. They did have good food there.
They did.
I think the food was better than the first hospital.
If you could get the food. I couldn't get any food. I mean, I asked...
Now, when we were leaving, they still were like, it's your food.
Because I said, I'm hungry. There's no place open. She said, it's your food, eat it. She says, it's her food. If she wants to share it with you, I can't say anything about it type of thing.
Well, it's not like they could just return it to the kitchen and be like, they would have had to throw it away anyway.
Yeah, so, it's just, it was not...
Well, it was brighter than the other hospital.
It was a different... There was a better sleeping arrangement. That couch was much more comfortable than that chair I slept in. I was sore for 2 or 3 days after... I want to say 2 or 3 days after sitting in that chair overnight because I couldn't get comfortable. I was freezing and I couldn't get comfortable.
I was miserable the second stay in the hospital.
I know,
but it was also a...
different surgery.
It was different surgery, and my migraines had really kicked in.
Yeah.
So I was in a lot of pain, so...
But that being said...
I'm not sure why we... Cookies.
Yeah,
Christmas cookies.
That being set aside, they were competent. They were very competent. I mean, I don't think that Dr. Henderson would use somebody who wasn't.
Oh, heck no.
And but my point was...
I think it's someone to come from the church who came by and stopped by and dropped off like a... let's see, I think they brought me communion. Brought me communion.
Oh, did they?
Yes, and I got a bulletin.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, that's something that didn't happen at the other hospital. Someone did stop by from the Catholic Church.
That's nice. And that you got to give them, credit where credit's due.
Makes me think though of the I think it's either a joke or one of those things like in the Chicken Soup for the Nurse's Soul where the priest is going in and trying to note who all the Catholics were, and he's writing all this group of people. It's actually everyone who has a catheter.
Oh. That's a cranky patient.
Cath.
Yep. Oh, that's hysterical. Well, he has all this evangelization, right?
But
that was pretty
yes,
funny.
That was your last one?
Yes, it is.
So here comes my last one. Okay, so last week I finished Dad's socks. So Mom finally dyed up her yarn for her socks.
This is my came without packages colorway.
Yes, and these are the pattern is the Dance All Night socks. Oh, that's right. I have it on my lap. I am in the middle of part of the needle, but
ooh, look how pretty.
So now it's kind of spiral striping. Excuse me.
Isn't that pretty?
So it's just turning out very well. This one's a nice long leg.
I like those. They're nice and warm.
Yeah. So she may or may not get them in time for Christmas because I'm currently working on our priest's rosary. Now, I know there'll be a little while where I'm stalled because I really wanted pardon crucifixes for all 3 of the rosaries, and I only have the size I wanted in the black one. And Beatitude Gifts usually sends her stuff out pretty quickly, so I ordered the same size in the gold and the silver, because the silver one I had was smaller, and I wanted them all at the same size. So.
And my birthday is only a month after Christmas, so it's not a big deal.
I'd like to have them done for Christmas just because it's all like cozy and stuff, but I'm not stressing myself out.
I don't want you to stress yourself out.
Because I spent my, this will be the first period of time where I'm not doing have to knitting, where I have to only work on one thing, so I'm kind of like...
Yeah, that's where I'm at, and I think that's part of the reason I'm having such a hard time focusing on anything, because I don't... It's like everything is here, it's like, I should start something, and I don't really have any hooks or needles to start anything
Well,
with.
I have sweaters I should be working on. Now I kind of want to finish this blanket here, so that way I have it not attached to needles when I wear it on my lap. Because I have, when I'm cold, I just pull it on my lap, needles
That's not
and
the
all.
courthouse one. That's the other one.
Well, they're both courthouse steps ones.
No, but that's not.
That's a log cabin. Log cabin love.
That's the one by George.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm so far behind on that because I just haven't wanted to concentrate on having to pick up stitches. I have to figure out again how to do that because I haven't done it in a while. I've been focusing so much on crocheted stuff,
Right.
that I just haven't. Let me.
Once you get back into it, it's not hard.
No, it won't be hard. It's just doing it. And once I get used to it, it should go along a lot quicker.
Yeah. That first stitch has always been a challenge for you, but I mean that's usually where.
Yeah, it's wonky.
Yeah.
It's just a little wonky. So
But once you get started and you move along, you're fine.
let's see here. Close this up. This is another one from Knitter's Magic. This bag. She has that personal bag maker, and I would love this in a zipper as well. I love this. It's so pretty. Whenever I get a bag from her, I end up getting one for Davina and Taya because I feel guilty about getting.
I know I had the brown one that I really loved, the brown fuzzy.
Yeah.
I know I must have another one. I just can't remember what it looks like.
Yeah, you have a couple of them.
Yeah.
Davina's got a silver blue that I was this close to keeping for myself. But
So my brown one has the kitties on the inside.
okay. All right, so where are we at?
No FOs.
No FOs.
I don't have any journal show because
No, I don't either.
I'll be able to start picking up working on that once it becomes the 15th because Christie's Missing Readathon is through on the 15th because that's the day that she was found. So I will not be as hardcore reading that. I'm competitive, and also I saved my Agatha Christie's all year for this readathon. So it's like a year's worth of Agatha Christie reading that I'm trying to get in, like third through the 14th. So
I actually finished a full book of Agatha Christie and one of her short stories before I realized that, that's not the whole book, but I don't want to go back.
you just planned on reading the short story, and that's all I did for that one as well.
And I might go back and read the
The
rest
other
of it later.
little
But
stories are good too because I've read them.
I haven't read the whole thing yet. It's a beautiful book.
Oh, it's a gorgeous book.
It's a beautiful
neither of
book.
us have ours right here, but we'll have to show it one time.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful book. That's part of that. When I saw that cover, I knew I had to have. Actually, that's why you picked it up. You saw the cover for mine and fell in love with it. But,
and my novels, my graphic novel, my journaling and stuff will hopefully pick up after I finish cookies. I'm going to be busy with cookies and stuff probably until Christmas. I did get my order that the person ordered in the shop. That's up, but I haven't put the other skeins of yarn that I showed you the other week in the shop yet. I'm hoping to get back into dyeing yarn. I'm not going to stress myself about it.
well, I told her, the whole point of opening the shop for her had been to give her an excuse to dye her yarn. And I think that once she focused more on the business aspect than the enjoyment of dyeing aspect, she took away the fun for herself. And she needs to get back to that where, yes, when she, has reason to, she can dye to order as she desires, but go back to it being fun. Go back to it not being about just keeping it stocked, and stop focusing on the business aspect. Return it to being a hobby.
Yep. I enjoy dyeing yarn, but
I think once you started thinking of it as a business, you took it away from yourself.
I think that in the future, if I do things like advent kits and stuff like that, it won't be advent kits. It'll be mystery skeins for Christmas, and that way, and I'll figure out in advance. It might be one skein, it might be two skeins, and it might be some things, but it's not going to be like it was before, where I have minis and a full and a this.
Well, I think honestly, like I said, the whole purpose of the shop was not what it has become for you, and that's why you're not enjoying it as much. It was an excuse for you.
But I'm not closing the shop. At least not at this point.
No, honestly, and I told her, don't. Even if you don't get a ton of sales, don't close the shop. That is your excuse for dying,
Dyeing yarn.
So it's just, I just think you need to regain your old focus.
Well, and
then you can regain the joy for it.
I'm really tied priority-wise because I have so many creative things I want to be doing. Yarn dyeing, knitting, crocheting, writing. You know, reading's not creative in terms of that, but the hobby type things, cooking, all this kind of stuff I want to do.
Reading a lot of times feeds into some of the creative things, because if you're reading, especially if it's something that fires your imagination, it can lead to other things, as evidenced by the book that I had sent you that changed the whole course of our shared story.
Yeah. And that's something for another time.
But more the point is that that's how reading can feed into a creative thing.
Right. Okay, well, I think that leads us into, we don't have graphic novels, so I guess that's royalties.
Yeah.
I think I have 3.
Because you don't make shop news.
No, let me show, except for what I just said.
Yeah.
Let me show what just came in. This is the stuff that Ty already knows about. Ty and I, as most of you know, are basically gluten-free, dairy-free, basically. Maybe not completely.
I hadn't expected it to arrive already.
Yeah, it came really fast. This is from a place called No Way. No, W-H-E-Y. And it's actually really, really good, okay? We didn't want to do a lot for stocking stuffers, so I only got 2 things. This is a chocolate truffle collection. I'm not going to open it because it's taped shut. And then this is cupcakes. So they look just like the Hostess cupcakes.
Which is great.
And these are both gluten-free and dairy-free. So what we're going to do is I'll put one in my stocking, one in hers if they fit. And then we're going to split them. There's a total of 4 in here, and this I think is like 9.
You might be able to fit this one in my stocking. Yours is too thin. You might have to do this one if it fits at all.
Yeah.
Because your stocking, I still need to make you a big one.
Yeah, so these are our edible. I told my husband not to get us any candy because it's just, I always end up regretting it afterward, and he's asked no candy either. So the only one who's probably going to get a little bit of candy is Davina. This is ours for that. And then this came in as well. It's a stocking stuffer, but I can't show it.
Now, guys, I do have a song in my head. If you want to know what it is, look up Six, the musical. The song is No Way. It's actually Catherine of Aragon's song, and that's what I have stuck in my head right now because of Mom's order. Really fun musical. The people were like history majors or something, and you can tell that they were truly inspired by history, but the conceit is that for some, even though the queens died, they're all alive even though they know that they died kind of thing. It's they're making a band and they're making songs where they try to like compete to see who had the worst thing happen to them, and then so they do songs about their lives. It was an odd conceit, but the songs are fun.
Are you ready to show something?
Yes. So, I don't have a whole lot. I think it's all from the same person, actually. This, I had come in my Christmas sweater magnetic.
Ugly sweater.
It's not ugly.
Ugly Christmas sweater.
It's actually, I would consider it a Nordic sweater because it can really count for all year, for at least the, you know.
I almost did my ugly Christmas sweater tea. But I wanted to have a little more caffeine.
I'm waiting to hear back from the person because I think this was an extra gift.
It's pretty nice.
So
Hippie
hippie Santa,
cool cat Santa,
hippie disco Santa. So his
there
disco ball as
I was wondering, yeah.
And the hippie glasses.
They're hearts in case you can't see.
So, and he has flowers on his Santa hats.
He's on vacation.
The whole reason why it feels kind of like it might be an extra, because normally I wouldn't call this extra. This is just the same as it's a magnetic bookmark, good quality. But it's on the thing with the name on it where they usually put extras. I sent her a message asking her if this was meant to be an extra. Now, if I end up using it, I'll just pay her for the extra because I'm not going to send it back. So I'll just end up,
paying for it. She'll probably say that it was her fault. Yeah.
Right, and I do think it is an extra just because it's packaged differently than this one. And usually when it's an order, they package them all the same.
Right.
But like I said, if it's an extra, it's a nice extra.
Well, they do well. Talia got me something from that as well.
Well, different place though.
Yeah, this was the extra that came with it for me. It's a little Olaf at Christmas time.
I wanted the Olaf. Oh yes, yeah. I wanted my. Oh, wait, what did I? No.
Yes or no?
I think I wanted my Olaf.
Okay. And then Indian giver.
No, because I was like, you can show the Olaf with the things,
Okay.
but I wanted my Olaf.
These are, anybody who knows me know these are right up my alley. She got these for me.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the 2 Eeyores and Owl. I love Winnie the Pooh. Funny thing is, I never really appreciated Winnie the Pooh until I became an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And it started with Eeyore, and then my love of owls. I just love Eeyore. He's just adorable. And Owl, this is a really cute rendition of Owl. And these are bookmarks. So I'm looking forward to using that.
Well, this person does really cute bookmarks, and she has good deals where you can get like 2 for $5.
Mm-hmm.
And hers is adorable.
They are very, very cute. And I don't know what's on the back. I don't know if this is one that shows the back end of it because I can't see it on the card.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I've never used hers.
Sometimes they'll have like a name or something so you can tell back from the front and know where you're at.
Right, unlike this one where it's the same on back and front, where like I would probably have to do like I've done with some where I would color something different.
Yeah,
like
maybe I'd bottom there a little bit.
usually I just like put like a black line on the bottom. Now before, if I've had a person on, I would like color the sleeves of their shirt or something different, so I know what the back and the front is. But
Now this freebie, this was a freebie, and it's a book put out by Ascension Press.
I have one too.
Every once in a while, someone will put something out. Like I bought something from the Word of Friar, and I bought like 25, 30 books and put them out in the back because it was that important. This, somebody bought and put out, and I'm sure this is at least $20 a book, $15, $20 a book. So they were in the back for people to take, and this is a book of, it's a pocket guide to novenas. And what that means is you do it over 9 days, okay? The prayer over 9 days to for your intention. And they're all different kinds. And these are newer novenas. I have another book, and I kind of went through it with Taya. We went through to look, and I don't think there's any in this book. They're editing that book that are in this book. These are, newer ones. I mean, maybe they had St. Michael's in there and things like that, but most of these are new saints and things like that. So
right, because time's fast.
So that's really nice to have. It's really nice, kind of that faux leather, kind of leatherette, I guess it's called, type of thing. You can see the Ascension logo on there. So I was really surprised when I picked it up and said, wow, that's a nice book. I want one of these. And then, are you done?
I'm done with this.
Okay, this one, we went to Cracker Barrel.
Well, they
And-
went to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I don't leave past.
And my husband was paying. I went to the bathroom. My husband was paying. I could tell he was trying to do something and hide it. So I said, okay, he was probably getting a Christmas gift. So I went wander around and stuff like that, and came up and picked up. I got a Christmas gift for Davina there, and then came up and my husband said, well, I got some Christmas ornaments, Christmas type things to put in the house. I'll show you when we get home, or when we get in the car. So we get in the car, and this is what he got me.
You know he still has his tag on him.
Yes.
You want his tag on
Leave
him?
him alone.
But he...
Leave him alone. This is Sully.
Poor Sully has a tag in his ear.
Sully. It's not in his ear. It's not his hat.
Well, it's got to be uncomfortable.
You want that off? It's cute.
It's got to be scratching his face.
This is my Sully. He's going to go with the Christmas stuff, but he's mine. My husband gave him to me just 'cause.
The scarf makes me think of Santa Bear.
I love sloths. Davina says that my favorite animals are owls and sloths and wolves. So, yeah.
And Eeyores.
Well, Eeyore's an Eeyore. Eeyore is in a class all by himself. Isn't he cute?
He is cute.
He's so adorable. Look at this.
Why is he slapping himself?
He's blowing kisses.
Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
Isn't he cute? I love him.
He is cute.
He's got his little Santa hat on. We'll have to see about maybe getting this off without
Yeah, we can just cut the
Damaging it.
thing off without hurting him.
this thing right here. But
I mean,
he's super soft. And he came from Cracker Barrel. I get the most amazing things from Cracker Barrel. I get clothes there. My husband buys me little things. Yeah. I have this
he'll complain about the fact that we buy her 10,000,001 owls, and he'll turn around and buy her a sloth.
Yeah, he bought me a sloth. I have a collection of things that he got me. When I was writing really a lot, I came home one day and I had a gorilla in my car. The gorilla's name is Scribbles. He's upstairs. And then I had to go to a funeral for my grandmother. Taya's first year of college. We had to get her from college, and all of a sudden I have to get on a plane. We have to get tickets. And somehow he got to Kmart and he made me take this big suitcase. He said, look, you might have to bring things home. So, okay, fine, I'll bring the suitcase. I opened up the suitcase and there was an Eeyore that's almost as big as I am.
Oh!
Not an Eeyore, Elmo.
Elmo.
And
I remember Elmo.
I'm being facetious, about 2 feet high in my big suitcase. It was in there. He waited till I packed it, stuck him in there, and so I have these, all my big animals are from him. I have all these stuffed animals all over the place.
At least TSA hadn't made you like unpack everything, and then that's how you find out Elmo's there.
Well, that was before. That was before all the stuff. That was only 2005.
Yeah, but didn't it all start after 2001?
Yeah, I guess it did, but it was.
It seems like
it was a domestic flight, and it was only like 2 hours, not even 2 hours to get from, here to Connecticut.
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't been on a plane since we came from England, so
it was. I don't like to fly, so I had to go by myself, and I didn't know where Elmo. I didn't know where Elmo was. I didn't know he was in there.
Yeah.
So I had my rosary in one hand. I had my.
I saw a picture of you knowing Elmo was there, and then taking Elmo on the plane with you and like hugging.
I would have had no qualms. I had my rosary in one hand and my whatever I was using. I think I actually had an iPod at that point, and it was playing Matthew West's. What song I liked him so much about?
Because I had introduced you to Matthew West from school.
Yeah, and I can't remember what song it was right now, but it was playing. And by the time I finished my rosary and listened to his a couple of times, we were there. It was like 20 minutes to get from us to there. And then I drove home with my parents because they came up from Pennsylvania. So my parents and my sister from Washington State and her daughter, and with me, we all came home together. But I met my other sister from, at that point she was in Pittsburgh. I met her at the airport, and they came and got us from the airport. But so I wasn't by myself too long, traveling for that.
And Elmo was in the suitcase.
Elmo was in the suitcase, and on the way back he was in the suitcase too because the car, we were very cramped. 2 adults in the back and 2 adults plus one.
You mean didn't make anyone hold Elmo on their lap?
I would have held Elmo on my lap. I could hide behind him so I didn't have to take part in the political discussions that were going around. I just retreated my shell. I want to do it. But that's all my stash enhancements. I really don't have that much. I don't think my tea order is in.
No, it's not. I don't see anything on the porch.
It's supposed to come in sometime today. But some of that is Christmas stuff. That was an oops order. I had gotten a coupon, and so I went to see how I could put the coupon in, and whoosh, the order went through.
Yeah, every once in a while that happens. It's like you'll think that they'll give you a preview because a lot of places do, but then they put the order through, and you're just like,
I couldn't find the place to put the coupon.
I've had that happen before.
So it was fine. It wasn't a big order. It was just I was going to get it anyway. I was just going to wait a little bit.
Right.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I think that's it, isn't it? Okay. We do want to thank the people who commented either on YouTube or on PHN. I got the people I saw just before we started podcasting, but and that was Looney Hiker and Paula. Thank you very much. If I didn't see you, we still are grateful for your comments. If you're going to comment later, we're grateful for your comments. Don't stop commenting. We do like to see them. I try to at least like them, and I try to answer the ones at least on YouTube. And if I see them on PHN, I'll also comment there as well. But I guess that's really all we have to say, except that we wish you a very blessed week, a very blessed Advent. Don't overdo. Just enjoy the process of Advent. Don't let it stress you out. You want to be able to just enjoy the season. I know how hard that is when you got baking and family and gifts and all that kind of stuff. So we want to wish you just take a minute and slow down and relax a little bit before you head out into the fray again.
Right.
We do hope to see you here next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave. Take time for joy. We do hope to see you here next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave if you're able to manage it during this holiday season. We are planning on podcasting next week as far as we know. And this is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 581, and that's a wrap.
Bye.